Hello and welcome to How to Lead Your Business with Peter Cox. You're only as good as the people you surround yourself with. How will you lead them? Join us for this podcast where we dive deep into business leadership. This is the podcast where business owners and entrepreneurs learn how to grow their leadership to unlock business and personal growth, empower teams, and drive success. Whether you're a startup or scaling to the next level, we've got the insights, the strategies, the intellectual property you need to grow in leadership, to fuel your team and fuel your business to go to the next level. Let's get into this. Hello and welcome again to How to Lead Your Business podcast. As I always say, it always starts with the way you think. Life bombards us with so much every day that it's fruitful time spent to deliberately refocus on what counts and get our thinking to where it needs to be. People don't take the time to think, and you listening to this podcast is forcing you to think. And that's the value of what you're doing with me today. This episode is part 2 in our Success Thinking series, and like last episode, I'm going to talk about some crucial areas where your thinking needs to be on point. As always, there's lots of practical takeaways to get you on your business and on your life. And if you take the time to answer the questions I ask you in this episode, there's no way you're not going to be kicking some serious goals in your life. Let's get into this. Session 2, Success Thinking. I'm going to ask you, as usual, a lot of questions about what it takes, what's required when it comes to your thinking to become more successful than where you are right now in life. Success thinking. Success starts with you become a better person. It starts with you become a better person. So if I asked you this question, if you want to become more successful in 2023, what behavior must you grow? What is one key behavior you must grow to become a better person? If we want to become more successful in life, personal change is guaranteed. It's an inside job. It's a decision. You make that decision to change. Part of that change process is how can we become a better human being? How can we become better as a person? You become a better leader. You want to be more successful in 2023, you become a better leader. Everything rises and falls on leadership, as John Maxwell said. And every single day of my life, I try and grow my leadership effectiveness. Managers are efficient, leaders are effective. Many people do things efficiently, but they're not effective. We become successful in life when we're becoming effective with what we're supposed to be doing on a daily basis. So what is one behavior you must grow to become a better leader? One behavior you must grow to become a better leader. I didn't say a better manager. I said leader. Leadership is a responsibility. The number one characteristic of a leader is influence. Influence means follow me. I learned that from my mentor John Maxwell, and I also learned that from my mentor Jim. Seek influence over results. When you look behind you, who's following you? That'll tell you if you're a leader or not. And if you want more people to follow you, you need to grow what behavior in your life which will set you up for success. Success demands personal change. It demands personal change. And change is uncomfortable. If you're not happy where you are right now, you need to change. If you haven't got what you want right now in your life, personal change is guaranteed. What is one thing you must change personally? In my life, I'm trying to work on patience. Everything seems to take so much longer than what I want, but it always takes longer than you think. Always. It always takes longer than you think. And for me, I've got to work on my patience because I can become a very impatient person, juggling so many balls that I do in my life. But it's a decision. When we personally change, it's a decision. Success thinking requires you to own the fact that you need to change. I need to change. It's an inside job. What you are not changing, you are choosing. So whatever you're not changing in your life right now, because change is a choice, you've chosen that. You've made that decision. But that choice that you're making, will it set you up for success? Do you have the right thinking? Your thoughts will determine your destiny. So be careful what you think about. I gave up drugs. That's the first thing I did in 1992. I'm going to share with you what I changed in my life. I reduced my alcohol intake. I connected to a mentor who led me. Who leads you? Who are you connected to? I became accountable to someone for the first time in my life regarding my thinking and my behaviors. My thinking had to change first before my behaviors changed. I grew my spiritual life. I listened to audio material. In those days, they were CDs and tapes. Today, you've got podcasts, millions of them, daily. I read a positive book, 15 minutes a day. I cut negative people out of my life. The success that I've had in my life really started in May 1992 when Debbie asked me for a divorce, and these are the things that I had to change in my life. This is my list. I increased my water intake. I started a supplement program. I attended leadership conferences. I grew my humility. I grew my listening skills. I grew my one-on-one skills. I grew edification in my life. Edification means you can promote anyone but yourself. I grew personal accountability to myself. I grew respect for other people. Before, I didn't give a shit about other people. It was all about Coxie. I had to make some big changes. And I grew giving instead of receiving. Servanthood leadership is what I learned from my mentor, to serve others, not to be served, but to serve others. And I'm trying to do that right now with Leading for Growth, this high-performance team fundamentals online program. To me, I'm trying to serve people to help you succeed in your life. So that was what I needed to personally change in my life. So what's your list? You really want to be successful? Leadership's about facing the truth head on. And I had to face the truth head on about where I was in my life at 29 years of age, making more money than I ever made, traveling first class, driving a convertible Porsche, 2 or 3 properties I owned in Sydney. And I had to make a big, big decision about me, or I'm not here today talking to you. This is what I had to do. I'm not here to tell you what to do with your life, but you've come on this online live event, The Hour of Power of Coxie, because you know I'm going to challenge you, but I want to be authentic with you and tell you this was my list. So get your own list. And today, this is where I live, with this list. Those 2 books, Personality Plus and The 5 Love Languages, have made me millions of dollars. They taught me about myself. First, you've got to lead yourself before you can lead others. Personality Plus, Florence Littau. The 5 Love Languages, Gary Chapman. Saved my marriage. Grew a global direct sales business in 29 countries in 12 different languages. Launched Leadership Dynamics. Every one-on-one client that I have in Leadership Dynamics starts with these 2 books, starts with this program, in addition to the templates I've created. So because you will become successful in life when you get to understand your strengths and weaknesses and the strengths and weaknesses of the people you have around you. Relationships. How to Grow Long-Term, Deep, Harmonious, Trusting Relationships. So I recommend you buy those 2 books. Success is achieved in inches, not miles. I can't believe 35 years in business this year. I turn 60 next month. It's crazy. You just keep climbing. Success, you just keep climbing. You keep climbing. There are no mistakes, only lessons. You learn the lessons. If you don't learn the lessons of the mistakes you make, you will fail. Keep climbing. Keep climbing. And it always takes longer than you think. It's always going to take longer than you think. Understanding what it takes to be successful is the first step to success. You want to be more successful in life? You've got to understand what it takes, what's required to be more successful. Everyone wants to be more successful, but they don't understand what it takes to be successful. What is your level of desire? You're meeting someone today that has hunger, that wants to win, that wants to succeed, doesn't like losing. And I'll never apologize for that. I want to get better. I want to become more effective. It's desire. What is your level of desire? What is your dream? My first book that I wrote was called The Dream Is Everything. Because it is. It takes work. But anyone that succeeded in life had a dream. They had something they were going for. They were chasing that gave them their purpose. You need to know what your dream is. You need to understand, what are your opportunities? What are the opportunities you see for yourself right now in front of you? And I can see several opportunities in my life right now. What about you? What opportunities do you see? Focus on your strengths. There are 20 personality strengths, 20 personality weaknesses with the Litow test. I focused on growing 6 personality strengths for May 1992. There's 6 that I deliberately have grown in my life, which has helped me become more successful. Grow your strengths to be successful. We all have weaknesses. But what are your strengths? Grow those strengths and they're going to help you succeed. What are 3 personality strengths you need to grow to succeed right now? So if you think about you as a business owner, as a partner, as a parent, what are 3 personality strengths you need to grow to succeed? Start with 3. First, you must lead yourself before you can lead others. What are those strengths that can help you get to the top of that mountain? Do you have a plan for personal growth? So when you look at where you are right now in your life, personally, you're there because of you. Don't blame anybody else. Have a look at where you are in your life right now. What is your plan to personally grow, to change, to lead, to become more effective? What online program do you need to really nail? What books do you need to read? What podcasts do you need to listen to? What live events do you need to attend? Who leads you? Who are you accountable to? All those behaviors will personally grow you because they personally grew me. I mean, when I look at the Coxie from 35 years ago to the one you've got right now, it's unrecognizable. And I've dedicated 35 years of my life growing myself. And that's why I started Leadership Dynamics for Corporate Australia in 2004. And here I am 19 years later doing a global live event with more and more people coming into my online programs. And the Leading for Growth community are like-minded people that want to grow personally. And the clients that I mentor want to grow personally. They want to grow personally. They want to lead more effectively. It's an attitude. Personal growth is an attitude. So what is your plan for your personal growth? Do you have a plan about where do you want to be next year this time as a human being, as a person? Do you want to be the same person next year this time? These live events that I do and the online programs that I build aren't to motivate you and aren't to inspire you. They're to stimulate you and to agitate you to change. It's not about motivating you and inspiring you. It's to bring about change. But if you don't change the way you think, you won't change the way you behave. And if you don't change the way you behave, you won't change your results. You need to answer this question: who leads you? That's a really important question you must answer, because success thinking requires you to understand that for you to lead, first, you've got to allow yourself to be led. You've got to be willing to be led. And I learned that principle from my mentor, Jim, when I began that journey in May 1992. And for 22 years, I was led, which gave me the authenticity to lead others. How can you lead someone if no one leads you? And today, I'm still led. I've got a mentor that leads me, that speaks into my life, that challenges me, that gives me advice, wisdom about my personal life, my business life, my finances, my family, strategies I want to implement. Who leads you? That is a big, big question for success thinking. And Leadership Dynamics was born out of that principle. Who are you accountable to? Associate with people that are more successful than you. That's a big part of success thinking. You want to become more successful in life? Have a look at who you are associating with. Who do you surround yourself with? Iron sharpens iron. So who you associate with is who you're going to become. Because that's all you know. And what you hear and what you see is from the people you associate with. So when I started the success journey in my life with $11 in the bank, I had to cut some people out of my life. And I brought new, more successful people in my life, and it started to elevate my thinking. It started to show me opportunities that were possible. So who do you need to add to your inner circle? If there's one person you need to bring into your inner circle right now, who would that person be? Who would that person be? Have a generous spirit. The more you give in life, the more you'll receive. It's not about receiving, it's about giving. When you give, something's going to come back. Have a generous spirit. So what do you need to be more generous about? What could you be more generous about to bless other people's lives? And when you do that, it's a success principle. When you give, something's going to come back. Maybe not today. Could be 12 months later, but it will come back because people don't forget. when you gave. Instead of taking, you gave. Add value to someone every day. Every single day, you need to ask yourself, whose life did I add value to today? Do you add value to your team members every day? What can you do to add value to the people you lead, to the team that you lead, to the team that you're part of? How can you add more value to their life? And success is not instantaneous. It takes time. It takes time. Everyone wants success now. It doesn't happen like that. My mentor told me a long time ago, it takes 20 years to build anything great. 20 years. So I've got a very successful direct sales business. It's 35 years. Leadership Dynamics next year is 20 years. And he was spot on. It takes 20 years to build anything great. But everyone wants success in 6 months. It's a marathon. If you want to become successful in life, only a few people become very wealthy and very successful within 5 years. And yes, some people do it. But even when you look at a professional athlete that signs a, a 200,000 euro contract a week playing football. He started playing football when he was 5. He just didn't turn up at 18 and sign the contract. Everything takes time. And this is a big part of success thinking, because most people quit, they give up, and they're so much closer to success than they realize. Keep climbing. Keep climbing. Success is found in your daily routine. So when you look at your daily routine, it's what you do every single day will determine where you're going to end up 12 months, 2 years, 5 years from now. Your daily routine takes a lot of self-discipline to become very successful. So what are 3 new daily habits you need to grow? If you look at your daily habits today, what are 3 new daily habits you need to grow to set you up for success? When I asked you this question, you already know the answer to that question. You know. You know what you're not doing enough of. You know what you need to start doing. You know the answer. But will you do it? Your daily habits will set you up for success. What are 3 new daily habits you need to grow? What are 3 daily habits you need to extinguish? What are 3 daily habits that you need to get out of your life that they're holding you back from success? When I asked you that question, you already know the answer. You want to be more successful? You need to extinguish these daily habits that aren't helping you. If you truly are the real deal and you are on this live event with Coxie because you want to become more successful, then you need to extinguish those 3 daily habits. What are they? But success is closer than you think. Don't give up. Keep going. Laziness is going to hold you back. Shortcuts are going to hold you back. Not enough action will hold you back. Procrastination will hold you back. Quitting will hold you back. Not learning lessons from mistakes will hold you back from success. So what are you being lazy about? What are you being lazy about? You want to be more successful? What are you being lazy about? What shortcuts are you taking? When I ask you these questions, you know the answers already. What action do you need to increase? What actions do you need to increase? What are you procrastinating about? What are you quitting on? What lessons must you learn? There is nothing special about success except you do things you believe you ought to do. When you make your mind up to do something, you act, you move, you get on with it, you do it. That's what success is. Get going. So what must you act upon now? Right today, right? And this week, there's 4 things I must act upon. I know there's 4 things I must act upon this week in my own life. Not think about it, I've got to act upon it. What must you act upon now? Success requires consistency. Most people are inconsistent. What are you going to be more consistent about? I really focus on my consistency of my behaviors in my life. I have habits that are consistent in my life. They're just consistent, not inconsistent. There's a rhythm to everything that I do when it comes to the behaviors that I need to help me set me up for more success, to help me become more successful. There's a consistency in relation to everything that I do in my life. And it takes a lot of self-discipline. And self-discipline is doing something you know that needs to be done when you don't want to do it, but you do it. That's what self-discipline is. And there's a consistency required for that behavior. It becomes a behavior due to consistency and sets you up for success. So what must you be more consistent about? What do you need to be more consistent about? You already know the answer to that question as soon as I ask you it. You know. You already know the answer. But what are you going to do about it? Never wait for others to create your success. If it is to be, it is up to me. I heard that quote a long, long time ago. If it is to be, it is up to me. I'm not going to rely on anybody to help me become more successful in my life. It's up to me. It's up to you. Never wait for others to create your success. If it is to be, it is up to me. And it's so true. Don't try and do it alone. You won't build anything great on your own. The success that I've experienced in my life isn't because I'm fantastic. It's because I've had amazing people that led me, and I've had amazing leaders around me, or amazing people around me that make me look a lot better than what I am. Starting my first business with a drug habit with $11 in the bank, paying $70 a week rent, living in a crappy, rundown apartment in the southern beaches of Sydney. No fridge, a 90-year-old washing machine, and a brown Honda Civic that had 200,000 miles on the clock. So you think that I just got successful to where I'm in my life on my own? Not a chance. And you won't get to the top of the mountain on your own either. No one does. And then I look at the success I have in my life, and I'm successful where I look at I've done okay in life, but I'm not successful like other people. But I'm just happy where I'm at. It was never my goal to be the biggest, the richest, the fastest, but I did want to have a successful life and create great memories and not want for anything in my life. When I look at where I came from, but I didn't do it alone. I've had amazing people help me get to where I am today and still do. The team of people that are behind the scenes in leadership dynamics with me, the leaders I've surrounded myself with globally, the mentors that have mentored me, the advice we get from people that have expertise in certain areas of business. Didn't do it alone. No one has all the answers. And that's why I developed leadership dynamics and this online program. The online programs that I'm developing is to try and help people not make the same mistakes I made. Because success is not easy. If it was easy, the whole world would be successful, wouldn't they? But what holds people back from success is the way they think. If your thinking doesn't change, nothing's going to change. And the power of what we're doing with this live event right now is to bring about a change in your thinking, which will bring about a change in your behaviors, which will bring about a change in your results. But you won't do it alone. You will not become successful on your own. Nobody does. Here's that question again. Who leads you? It's a critical component of effective leadership is answering this question. Who leads you? Who are you accountable to? Who are you accountable to? And will you allow yourself to be led? It takes humility to be led. It does. It takes humility to be led. Reset your goals. Look at your goals. What do you need to reset? Time frames, strategies, reset your goals. What are your top 3 goals for this year? What are your top 3 goals for this year? They can be personal. They can be business. What are your top 3 goals? Be loyal to the right people who've been on the journey with you. It's the L for the FLTSU principle, which are my values, what I stand for: family, loyalty, integrity, trust, unity. FLTSU. Go and have a read of them on my LinkedIn profile, or they're on my Leadership Dynamics website. I take a deep dive into those 5 values that drive Coxie. But I have found for you to become successful in life, you've got to be loyal to the people who've been on the journey with you. That's a key to being successful. So who do you need to be more loyal to? Who do you need to be more loyal to? You've got to earn and re-earn trust every single day as a leader. You need to earn and re-earn loyalty every single day as a leader. Just because someone trusts you today, just because someone's loyal to you today, doesn't mean they'll trust and be loyal to you tomorrow. You've got to re-earn it every single day. Are you loyal to the people you lead? Are you loyal to them? Don't be a victim. Life is not fair. You will not become successful if you become a victim. Life is tough. Life is not fair. It's how you respond to the unfairness of life is going to determine how successful you become in life. My mentor, Jim, told me, Coxie, he said, if you want life to be fair, go and live on Mars. You're not going to get a lot of fairness on planet Earth. And it's not fair. And there's some things that I'm dealing with in my personal family life right now where it's just not fair. And if I was not a strong-minded person, it could cripple some people, some of the things I'm dealing with right now. It would stop them dead in their tracks. Life is not fair. Get used to it. But when life's not fair, that's the moment you've got to stand up and be the best leader you can be. That's when you really got to stand up. That's what leadership is when life is not fair. Life's easy lying under a tree in Hawaii, under a palm tree having a pina colada. That's easy. Anyone can do that. Don't be a victim or you will not become successful. Take ownership. You've got to own it. You've got to take ownership of your life, your business, your vision, your dream. If it is to be, it's up to me, you do it. What do you need to take ownership of? What do you need to take ownership of right now that you've got to own it? You commit 100% to your goals. If you don't commit 100% to your goals, you will fail. A lot of people have goals, but they don't accomplish them. They write them down, but they don't commit to them. They don't do what's required to succeed and achieve those goals. Are you 100% committed to your goals? Are you 100% committed to your goals? What do you need to be more committed about? If I ask you this question, what do you need to be more committed about right now to achieve the goals you've set for your life, to set you up for success? You must know what you truly want. You've got to know what you want. You must know what you truly want. So if I ask you this question, what do you want? If you don't know what you want, you will not have the drive, the discipline, the energy, the purpose. You can't just wake up in the morning and not know what you want. It doesn't matter what you want. We all want different things in life, but you got to act upon it. If it doesn't drive you, you want the wrong thing. Assume nothing. When it comes to success, assume nothing about anything. The moment you assume, you're setting yourself up for failure. Don't assume anything. So what are you assuming right now? What are you assuming? What do you got to stop assuming? Be careful who you listen to. Be real careful who you listen to if you want to become successful in life. That's a success principle I've learned when it comes to success thinking. Am I listening to the right person that's given me the advice? So who are you listening to? Who are you listening to? What aren't you hearing? You're listening to me right now, what on this live event, but is there anything you're not hearing? You're listening, but what aren't you hearing? Be careful who you associate with. Be real careful. The association factor, the last chapter in my book, The Dream is Everything. It's on my website. If you haven't read it, it's a free download ebook. Read the last chapter. Chapter 10 is the number one. I left it till last, the most important behavior that helped some of my dreams come true was the association factor. So who do you need to associate with? Who do you need to associate with? Self-discipline, I said, with your daily routine is vital. What are you going to be more self-disciplined about? What habits do you need to be more self-disciplined about? We've talked about that. Self-discipline, first you've got to lead yourself before you can lead others. Seek influence over results. I spoke about influence. Seek influence. Forget about the results. What do you need to do to grow your influence so more people will follow you? The more people that follow you, the more successful you're going to become in life. What do you need to do to have more influence, to grow your influence so people want to follow you? That's what leadership is. What do you need to have more influence about so that more people will follow you? It's a very important question. And learn to say no. That's a success thinking principle. Sometimes you have to say no. And I'm saying no right now to travel. I'm not going anywhere because of what I'm dealing with in my personal life right now. And I'm getting asked every single day to go somewhere. No, 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 no. And there's many reasons why I'm saying no. So what must you say no to succeed? Saying no is going to help you succeed. Sometimes you've got to say no. So that's success thinking part 2. Not to motivate you, not to inspire you, to challenge you, to change the way you think, so you change the way you behave, and then that way you're going to change your results. That's a wrap for today. Until next time, check out our online high performance team masterclass. It's got everyone talking. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people are using that online program now to lead their teams more effectively and to create a high performance environment. There's no assignments, no exams. It's packed full of practical strategies and resources to help you build and grow the right team in a thriving culture to drive your business forward with you. Go to leadershipdynamics.com.au for all the details. If you found value in today's episode, subscribe, leave us a review, share it with your network. I'm sharing a lot of my leadership journey, and I know it'll make a difference in your life to achieve the vision and the dreams that you have for your business and your life. Keep climbing.